Adidas misses Michael Jordan. In 1984, Adidas dominated global sportswear and still saw basketball as a side business compared to soccer. When rookie Michael Jordan entered the NBA, his agent David Falk brought the opportunity to Adidas first, largely because Jordan had grown up wearing the brand and wanted to sign with them. Adidas listened, hesitated, and passed, unwilling to bet heavily on an unproven guard. At the time, most NBA rookies earned shoe deals worth $20,000 to $50,000 a year, if they got one at all. Meanwhile, Nike was a smaller, aggressive challenger trying to break into basketball. In October 1984, Nike offered Jordan $500,000 a year for 5 years, his own signature line, and royalties, a structure almost unheard of for a rookie. The Air Jordan 1, launched in 1985, was famously banned by the NBA and exploded in popularity. Nike expected $3 million in sales and made $126 million instead. By 2023, Jordan Brand generated over $6 billion a year, making Adidas' decision one of the most expensive what-ifs in business history. eBay acquires Skype, then can't integrate it. On September 12, 2005, eBay announced it was buying Skype for $2.6 billion. CEO Meg Whitman said Skype would make online auctions more human, allowing buyers and sellers to talk directly, build trust, and close deals faster. But eBay wasn't built for talking. Skype had grown as a simple way for friends and families to chat for free. eBay users preferred quick messages and silent bidding, not phone calls with strangers. Many didn't want to speak at all. eBay tried pushing Skype into listings anyway, adding call buttons and integrations that few people used. The products never fit. Growth stalled. By 2007, eBay admitted the mistake and wrote down $1.4 billion of Skype's value. Investors weren't amused. In 2009, eBay sold 65% of Skype for $1.9 billion. 2 years later, Microsoft bought it for $8.5 billion. The call finally connected, just not for eBay. Napster chooses legal fights over reinvention. In June 1999, Napster launched as a simple program that let users share audio files directly from their computers. Created by 18-year-old Sean Fanning and backed by Sean Parker, it spread through college campuses at lightning speed. By early 2001, more than 26 million users were trading music for free. Record labels panicked. Instead of striking deals, they sued. On April 13, 2000, Metallica filed a high-profile lawsuit accusing Napster of mass piracy. The Recording Industry Association of America followed, demanding shutdowns instead of partnerships. Napster spent its time in court not reinventing its business. No subscriptions, no licensing deals, no plan B. In July 2001, a federal court ordered Napster offline. 2 years later, Apple launched the iTunes Store. Napster proved people wanted digital music. It just didn't get paid for it. Nintendo abandoned Sony partnership. In the late 1980s, Nintendo dominated gaming with the Super Nintendo. To add CD technology, Nintendo partnered with Sony, led by Sony executive Ken Kutaragi, who had quietly built the SNES sound chip. The deal would create a CD add-on called the PlayStation. Then came January 1991. At the Consumer Electronics Show, Sony proudly announced the partnership. The next day, Nintendo stunned everyone by publicly dumping Sony and announcing a new CD deal with Philips instead. Sony executives learned about the breakup on stage. Nintendo feared losing control over licensing and royalties, so it walked away. The Philips deal went nowhere. The CD add-on was never released. Sony didn't walk away. Using the same technology, Sony built its own console. In December 1994, the PlayStation launched in Japan and changed gaming forever. Nintendo canceled the partnership and accidentally created its biggest rival. IBM lets Microsoft control the PC OS. On August 12, 1981, IBM launched the IBM personal computer, hoping to enter the consumer market fast. To save time, IBM hired a small software company called Microsoft to provide the operating system. Microsoft CEO Bill Gates agreed, but insisted on one key detail. Microsoft would license the software, not sell it. IBM accepted. Microsoft delivered MS-DOS, adapted from software it bought for about $50,000. IBM shipped millions of PCs, but Microsoft kept the rights. Soon, other companies began making IBM-compatible computers and needed the same operating system. Microsoft licensed MS-DOS to all of them. IBM sold hardware. Microsoft sold the software powering the entire industry. By the 1990s, Microsoft dominated personal computing. While IBM built the PC, Microsoft controlled everything inside it. New York Times sells off digital assets too early. In February 2005, the New York Times Company bought about .com for $410 million, betting that search-driven digital content would be the future. The site quietly generated huge traffic and steady profits while the newspaper business struggled. CEO Janet Robinson later decided the company needed to refocus on journalism and cut distractions. In August 2012, the Times sold about .com to IAC for $300 million, taking a loss and walking away from digital scale. The sale looked sensible at the time. Then IAC rebuilt the site, renamed it Dotdash, and leaned hard into SEO and commerce. By 2021, Dotdash Meredith was valued in the billions and powered a large part of IAC's growth. The Times cashed out early and watched someone else compound. Disney shuts down hand-drawn animation. In April 2004, Walt Disney Animation Studios released Home on the Range, a traditionally hand-drawn film that quietly flopped at the box office, earning about $145 million worldwide against a high production cost. CEO Michael Eisner had already made up his mind. Computer animation was the future. That same year, Disney shut down most of its hand-drawn animation division and laid off roughly 250 animators, many of whom had worked on classics like The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast. The studio shifted almost entirely to CGI, chasing the success of Pixar, whose films were dominating the box office. For a while, Disney relied on computers and remakes, leaving pencils behind. Then in 2006, Disney paid $7.4 billion to buy Pixar and bring real animation leadership back in-house. Turns out the future still needed artists, just not the ones Disney fired first. Yahoo turns down buying Facebook. In July 2006, Yahoo was still very big on the internet. People used Yahoo for email, news, and search every day. Social networks were getting popular, so Yahoo talked about buying a small website called Facebook. Yahoo and Facebook first agreed on a $1 billion price. But just before signing, Yahoo CEO Terry Semel tried to lower the offer to about $850 million after Yahoo's stock dropped. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, then 22 years old, didn't panic. He walked away saying he didn't need the money and liked running Facebook. When Yahoo tried to raise the price back to $1 billion, it was too late. Zuckerberg said no. Yahoo decided to build its own social sites instead. Remember Yahoo Mash? I couldn't, and neither did anyone else. Meanwhile, Facebook kept growing. By 2008, it was valued around $15 billion. In 2012, it went public at over $100 billion. Years later, Yahoo itself was sold for about $4.5 billion. Yahoo passed on Facebook because it looked expensive. It turned out waiting was far costlier. Nokia declines early Android adoption. In 2008, Nokia was the world's largest phone maker, selling over 400 million devices a year and dominating markets across Europe and Asia. Smartphones were arriving quickly, and Google quietly offered Nokia a chance to adopt Android. CEO Olli-Pekka Kallasvuo declined, confident Nokia's own Symbian software was good enough. It wasn't. Compared to Android and the iPhone, Symbian felt slow, awkward, and outdated, pushing developers away and frustrating users as market share slipped each year. In 2010, Nokia hired Stephen Elop, who made one last gamble by choosing Windows Phone over Android, a bet that failed just as quickly. By 2013, Nokia sold its phone business to Microsoft for $7.2 billion. Meta pivots aggressively to the Metaverse. On October 28, 2021, Facebook changed its name to Meta. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said the future was the Metaverse, a virtual world of avatars, headsets, and digital land, and the company shifted direction almost overnight. Meta chased that future hard, pouring over $40 billion into reality labs while pushing VR as the next daily habit. Employees were told to meet as avatars, wearing heavy headsets to sit in fake rooms where legs were missing. Eye contact was gone, and simple meetings felt slower and stranger than Zoom. Most users tried it once, felt awkward, and quietly went back to their phones. As of this date, this project has lost nearly $70 billion in total. Meanwhile, ads on Facebook and Instagram kept paying the bills. By 2022 and 2023, Meta laid off over 21,000 employees, cut spending, and shifted focus back to ads and AI, while saying the Metaverse plan was still on.